Kane, Fitzgerald, and Brian Forte in the replay center in Secaucus. There goes Draymond Green. That is part of the storyline here, and he gets the first buck halves. And we had a stoppage here for a moment. I think it was just so we could enjoy the ending of that incredible Indiana-Cleveland game as Stephen Curry goes to the...
When Luka Doncic was traded to the Lakers, it felt like the league had just flipped upside down. Fans called it the steal of the century. Two generational talents, LeBron James and Luka, on the same team, it sounded like a cheat code. The phrase "Lakers in 5" was thrown around like it was prophecy. But now, that same phrase is being mocked. Lakers will be home in 5 became the new punchline. But let's slow down for a second, because beneath all the memes and headlines, there's a bigger story. One that's more complex than just winning or losing. The kind of story the NBA didn't want. Told this early in the playoffs. A first-round exit wasn't just bad for the Lakers, it was a disaster for the NBA on multiple levels. Whether you root for them or against them, the Lakers are a ratings machine. They're the league's most iconic brand. LeBron James is still one of the biggest names in basketball, and Luka Doncic is supposed to be the next great generational star. Putting them together should have been a dream scenario: primetime games, dramatic finishes, deep playoff runs. Instead, the dream turned into a nightmare. The Timberwolves didn't just beat the Lakers, they dismantled them. Every single fourth quarter, the Lakers fell apart. Outscored 127-85 in the most important stretches of the series? That's not just losing, it's unraveling in real time.
Of the second round, Tyrese Halliburton, a game-winning three-pointer off a missed free throw, and the Indiana Pacers beat the layoff for the Timberwolves.
Well, and Edwards went 0 for 11 from 3 in Game 5 of the Lakers series, so he's now missed at least 13 in a row.
Key Santos, his first minutes on the floor, picked up that.
For a league built on star power and marquee matchups, this collapse didn't just ruin a playoff series. It threw a wrench in the entire postseason narrative. No drama, no viewership boost, no payoff, just silence and frustration. And now all eyes are on how the league recovers from losing its biggest ticket so early. Right after the Lakers were eliminated, LeBron gave a short but loaded answer when asked about his future. "I don't know. I don't have the answer to that." That's all he said, but it sent shockwaves through the NBA. Instantly, speculation exploded. Was this the end? Is LeBron walking away? Or is he playing his usual mind games, sending a message to the front office without saying it outright? It's not the first time LeBron has used the media as leverage, and it won't be the last. But this time, it felt different. Maybe the loss cut deeper. Maybe the realization that time really is running out hit harder. A 40-year-old body can only take so much. But then again, this is LeBron we're talking about. He's made a career out of defying timelines and breaking expectations. So the real question is, was this a moment of honesty? Or just the opening move in another calculated chess match? LeBron and Luka teaming up sounded like something out of a 2K fantasy draft. Two of the smartest offensive players the league has ever seen. Two floor generals with unmatched vision and creativity. But basketball isn't just about talent, it's about timing, chemistry, and fit. Luka arrived in LA well past mid-season. No training camp, no preseason reps, just straight into the fire. And in the modern NBA, teams barely practice. Most of the learning happens during games.
Plays it in. Wolves took out the Lakers in 5. They've been sitting since last Thursday. While the Warriors come in hot as Jimmy Butler, the former Minnesota Timberwolf.
For the Wolves, you think there'd be at least a little appreciation.
That was in 2018, but then he demanded a trade as Julius Randle gets a little fade away. See how much rust is involved with this long.
So instead of flowing naturally, LeBron and Luka often looked like they were taking turns. Luka dominates the ball by design. He's one of the highest usage players in history. That's fine when it's just him. But paired with a 40-year-old LeBron who's not flying around on defense anymore, it gets messy fast. Add in Austin Reeves, and suddenly you've got a trio that can't guard the perimeter or recover in transition. On offense, they flashed brilliance. But on defense, it was open season. Opponents attacked them relentlessly. That wasn't a duo, it was a mismatch waiting to happen. Anthony Edwards didn't just show up, he took over. From the opening tip, it was clear he saw a weakness. And he didn't hesitate. It was like he could smell the blood in the water, blowing by defenders like they weren't even there, finishing through contact, hitting jumpers, and talking trash while doing it. This wasn't just a great series, it was a statement. Edwards made it look easy, like he was running drills in an empty gym. The Lakers, they looked stunned. No perimeter defense to slow him down. No one protecting the rim when he got there. Fatigue had clearly set in, and it showed in the fourth quarters. Those were supposed to be LeBron's moments. Instead, they became Edwards' highlight reel. Over the 5-game series, the Timberwolves consistently closed stronger, tougher, and sharper. Anthony didn't just beat the Lakers, he exposed them. He reminded everyone why people once said he might be the next face of the league. And if this was the audition, he passed with flying colors.
Walker will get here, if not late in this quarter, in the second round, and that'll be it for the T-Wolves rotation.
Wow, Payton able to swipe that rebound away from Gobert. Sets up Curry for 3.
This is a pitcher's duel right now, B.A.
It is. Your baseball reference. It's 20-16. Wolves have the lead, and Buddy Hield finds Payton, who puts it down.
From 3 to start this game.
There's no single reason the Lakers lost, but the roster flaws were screaming for attention. And one of the biggest debates revolved around head coach JJ's decision to bench Jackson Hayes. On paper, Hayes is a gamble, he's raw, commits too many fouls, and makes head-scratching decisions. But he's also a 6'11" athlete with bounce and length. The kind of player who can block a shot, catch a lob, and at least slow down a big body like Rudy Gobert. Instead, the Lakers sat him, and Rudy went off. Game 5 wasn't just a good performance, it was domination. Gobert looked like a prime Wilt Chamberlain out there. 27 points, 24 boards, unbothered and unstoppable. With Hayes watching from the bench, the criticism was loud and maybe justified. Yes, Hayes has weaknesses. But the Lakers had nothing else at that position, and against a team like Minnesota, that hole became a crater. Maybe it's easy to criticize with hindsight, but in that moment, the missing presence at center felt like the final crack in an already fragile structure.
Foul. Naz Reid running with Dante DiVincenzo. Minnesota has an outstanding bench.
Then there's the twist that might sting the most, the Mark Williams saga. The Lakers had a trade lined up. They were ready to bring in a young, athletic big man who averaged 15 points and 10 rebounds while shooting 60% from the floor. The kind of player who could have filled the exact hole they needed filled. But then it fell apart. The Lakers claimed Williams failed his physical. Just like that, the deal was dead. But Williams' agent didn't stay quiet. He pushed back, saying his client was cleared by multiple doctors and that there was no reason for the deal to fall through. When the Lakers lost, Williams added insult to injury, posting a meme that mocked their playoff failure. It wasn't subtle, it was personal, and it raised the big question: did the Lakers mess this up? Would Williams have made a difference? Maybe he's not a game changer, maybe he is. But in a series where rim protection and rebounding were massive weaknesses, it's hard not to wonder if this one decision, this one vetoed trade, could have been the difference between collapse and survival. The offseason is now a pressure cooker. LeBron's future is uncertain. The roster has glaring holes. And don't be surprised if names like Austin Reeves end up in trade talks. The Lakers aren't shy about swinging for the fences. They always go big. Jaren Jackson Jr.'s contract expires after next season. Memphis is in chaos. Could the Lakers pull off another blockbuster? It sounds crazy, but they're the Lakers. Crazy is kind of what they do. While the Lakers were falling apart, Anthony Edwards was rising. His post-game trash talk, cold-blooded. They said Lakers in 5. We won in 5. That wasn't just confidence, it was a statement. At 22 years old, he just averaged 27.6 points per game and led the league in threes. For comparison, Steph won his first MVP at 26. Westbrook, same. Harden, at 28. Edwards isn't peaking, he's just getting started. Maybe the league's worst-case scenario is actually its rebirth. Maybe this isn't the end of something, maybe it's the beginning. The NBA lost LeBron and Luka early, but gained a new face in Anthony Edwards. Maybe that's the silver lining. Or maybe the Lakers come back next season, guns blazing. Either way, the league just got flipped. The question now is who's really in control. So now it's your turn. Is LeBron done? Did the Lakers blow it with Luka? Or is Anthony Edwards about to take the league by storm? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And if this video gave you something to think about, do us a favor, like, share, subscribe, and hit that bell icon so you don't miss what's coming next. Because this NBA story, it's far from over.